I'm going back to the beginning of this class. I'm remembering some of the things that were said. Like Lucifer, when we're really focused on getting grounded and beginning to own our inadequacies, and we're sitting here thinking we're angels and manifest, you know, the whole world. I'm an angel. And then Lucifer goes, those are demon wings. What are you talking about? You see how they're not physical? That's a demon wing. And now sitting in Gabriel and just being grateful that you know that, right? You're off the you're out of the delusion bubble. That bubble's popped. But to just be like, yeah, I'm running the seraphim energy. And there's such a gratitude and honor about it. Because you do really hard work. That requires extreme amounts of courage and bravery. Maybe a bit of stupidity, but not takes kahunas. Is that the right word? This is a long one, this Art of War. I think it's going to be about 2 hours. I've decided I really wanted to make this good. I really wanted to make this Art of War series like fantastic, but this is the first time I've ever done it. So it's kind of dry and boring. And I'm kind of just going through the book and then adding my 2 cents into like, oh, what that means. Oh, we can tell, you know. Yeah. So the Art of Wars, as we're coming to a close, we're at chapter 11. Chapter 12 is like a breeze. That's a 15-minute Art of War series. And then chapter 13 is our last. I really wanted to do something fantastic. And the Art of War is something to study and master. It's not something to just breeze through and go, yeah, I know it. It's a study. It's a discipline. So I've made an agreement with myself. Well, I'm going to do the Art of War again in the next Kabbalah class, you know, in Kabbalah 99 3/4 in like 5 years. But in the meantime, there are 2 paths on the tree of life. 2 that run a lot of Mars, Gabriel warfare energy. One is the chariot. The path of the chariot. So it's from Gabriel to Bina. And then the other is the path of the tower. And that's also ruled by Mars. And that's from Netzach to Hod. So I'm going to do the Art of War again in both of those. You guys don't have to watch it. It's mostly for me. But know that it will be available and on those pages. And if you want to review a chapter, if you liked a specific teaching, that's accessible and available. I may start to steer clear of more controversial topics. I really don't like doing that. I evolve with the time. I'm not like a rigid, static person. What I do not evolve with the time are like calculated evidential facts and truth. So, um, or experiences of my lifetime. I may rewrite them a little bit. There is that thing, that filter that everyone has inside where they look back at something and they only remember the good times. They seem to forget all the anger and chaos and drama, all the negativity, all the false dialogue, everything, you know? It's like when you break up with somebody and you think about them 3 years later. You kind of like, oh, I miss that person. There was so much love, but it was really just hell. So there's a lot of falsity in old nostalgia because it sits at our heart chakra. That's why the heart chakra kind of sucks. The heart chakra is great, but the heart chakra, like, it fuddles with truth a lot. That's what the Six of Cups is about, that tarot card. As you become more self-aware and really grounded, masterful in the clippeth, you begin to not override those horrible experiences with like false positivity and nostalgia. Oh, you see more of what it is for what it is. And that's the virtue of acceptance, and that's something that's a virtue of the root chakra. So you don't stay in delusion land that like people love you when they leave you to starve to death. Like those people don't care. Those are their actions, not like, oh, but I love, but I'm going to keep stabbing you in the astral planes, and I'll never do anything that you ever ask me to do. It doesn't matter how much pain or trauma you're in. So it's stuff like that. So as we proceed and as I develop, I may or may not start looking at the controversial work in a much clearer, more masterful way. And this is definitely dealing with racism. This is definitely dealing with sexism. And the problem is that majority of people are expecting politically correct responses. And that if I don't give them the politically corrected, mass agreed upon weather, they're going to stab me. So as I develop, I'm playing with concepts and framing modules to reprogram ideas. Karma exists, but it doesn't exist like everybody thinks it does, you know? When you slaughter a cow in a really horrible way, you can never override it with good intent. You need the cow's permission and the permission from the animal kingdom. You also need permission from the ecosystem and how it affected the entirety of the ecosystem. That means the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the other animals that it affects. The problem with Star Fuentes was this. She decided that without a doubt, she could override every kingdom, every ecosystem, every brain with her intent. That's how she feels. That's what she wants. And so it is true. So she didn't have to abide by any laws, ever. It's okay if she cut down 50 trees to produce a light language class. It's okay if she eats meat meal after meat meal after meat meal. It does not affect her body or her brain. Buying organic doesn't matter. What she spends her money on does not matter. It does not impact the environment because she is a magician. And it's like debt. It's the same consciousness of people who get horribly into debt. And it's a karmic debt. And so the bill never gets paid because it's a belief system. Because after about a decade of that behavior, you buy into it. You adopt it like it's fact or true. And it's neither. The animal kingdom. And this is the behavior of almost 90% of the populace. When you hit Gabriel, you start learning to pay those debts or be ahead of them. And that's the point about being above the wheel. This is an old teaching from Indian ascetics and renunciates. The less you take, the less you have to pay back. So take less. This is like the consciousness of developing a lean company, but a lean body and a lean brain. It's developing low overhead and not grandiose concepts of glamour and grandeur. So, know this. With the pillar of severity, it's a reductive consciousness. And it's not reductive in like calling a gay person a gay person. It's reductive in the, I'm going to lean out. I'm going to lean my spending. I'm going to lean my time. I'm going to lean, lessen, get smaller, go inward more, higher boundaries, less friends, clean the clutter, get rid of stuff, let go of attachments, be agile, be able to be in a backpack. Masters operate off of that consciousness. If you did the homework, the real homework, watching the movies in The Karate Kid, you really begin to understand that teaching. that mastery is like 5 main principles. And it's that. 5 main karate moves. And then you can master your body. It's that. Developing the art of the push-up instead of, oh, I really want to do like all of these tricks and this and that and this and that and this. Red is about base. Basic. 1 action, 2 action, 3 action. And then mastering it repetitively. Simplify. The more drama in your mind, the more chaos. It's bizarre. I never met a teacher so ungrounded as Star. She had 500 classes to deliver in materia. 500. And not one of them were organized. And upon asking her for any of it, she could do nothing but refuse me or send me to a computer to find it myself. Instead of like 1 class, organized, upgraded the next time, upgraded the next time. Upgraded the next time. It was this and that and this and that and this and that. And it was no system. No focus. All over the place. All force and no form. So I can be a crazy psycho. So when we come down to this point that I'm trying to boil down to, I am Archangel KHAMAEL. This is my job. To master this. And probably the Book of 5 Rings. Just so we understand. Archangel Zodkiel, on the other hand. Oh, wait. Where is it? Oh, here. For Kelly. This is her job to master. And she will get her first round from me. So she will be running the Hashmalim, the smart ones. This is her job. So we all understand. This is Kabbalah. Geburah and Hesed. Forever with the dragons. Forever. Forever. Like, it doesn't change. The only thing that changes is that it gets better. A push-up is forever. There is no ascendio. Let me repeat that. There is nowhere to go. Like, the only ascendio is sucking at a push-up, getting better at a push-up, becoming reasonable at a push-up, becoming good at a push-up, and then mastering a push-up. Oh wait, and then here's where we know Ravenclaw integrates into Gaebera, or the Hashmalim gets into the Seraphim, the consciousness. I am now mastering push-ups and doing this at the same time. You guys are literally all over the place, going nowhere fast. Kali Ren out.